Hello students, greetings to one and all. And in this video lecture today we are going to start off with a new chapter, that is From the Diary of Anne Frank. And this chapter has been written by Anne Frank herself. Okay, so before we read, let us know who Anne Frank was. Okay. Anneliese Marie Frank, 12th June 1929 to February or March 1949, we are not very much sure about the date when she passed away, was a German-born Jewish girl who wrote while in hiding with her family and 4 friends in Amsterdam during German occupation of Netherlands in World War II. So this story that we are discussing out here, she wrote it while she was hiding with her family and 4 friends in Amsterdam, which is in Holland, and when Germans had occupied Netherlands. Holland is present. Netherlands is present day Holland in World War II. This is between 1939 to 1945. Her family had moved to Amsterdam after the Nazis gained power in Germany, but were trapped when the Nazis' occupation extended into Netherlands. So her family had shifted to Netherlands when the Nazis, which was the group in Germany, which was the powerful group in Germany, and were completely intolerant towards Jews. Okay, and on seeing that her family emigrated from Germany to Netherlands in order to save their lives. But what happened after that, when the German army they occupied Netherlands, then this family got trapped. As persecutions against the Jewish population increased, the family went into hiding in July 1942 in hiding rooms in her father's Otto Frank's office building. So they hid herself in her father's Otto Frank's office building. After 2 years in hiding, the group was betrayed and transported to the concentration camp system, where Annie died of typhus. Typhus means a bacterial infection. This is a bacterial infection in Bergen-Belsen within days of her sister Margaret Frank. Before her sister Margaret Frank died, and after that Annie passed away. Her father Otto, the only survivor of the group, returned to Amsterdam after the war ended to find that her diary had been saved. Convinced that it was a unique record, he took action to have it published in English under the name The Diary of a Young Girl. The diary was given to Anne Frank for her 13th birthday and chronicles means writings or records of the events of her life from 12th June 1942 until the final entry of 1st August 1944. So it contained all the events. So Annie penned all the events between this time period, 12th June 1942 to 1st of August 1944. It was eventually transported from its original Dutch into many languages and became one of the world's most widely used or read books. There have also been several film, television, and theoretical productions, and even an opera based on the diary. Described as the work of a mature and insightful mind, the diary provides an intimate examination of daily life under the Nazis' occupation. Anne Frank has become one of the most renowned and discussed of the Holocaust victims. Of the tortured victims. Holistic means of the tortured victims. Okay. Writing in a diary is really strange experience for someone like me. Not only because I've never written anything before, but also because it seems to me that later on neither I nor anyone else will be interested in the musings of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I feel like writing, and I have even greater need to get all kinds of things off my chest. So here she says that writing a diary is a really strange experience for someone like me. So this was not her interest basically. Writing diary was not her interest, neither was it her hobby. Okay, it was just an experience, and it was quite a lot of strange experience for someone like her. But not because she haven't written anything before, but because that she thought that after years, neither I nor any other person or nor anyone else will have any interest in reading the musings, means thoughts or thinking or thoughts, thinking or thoughts of a 13-year-old girl, schoolgirl, of a 13-year-old schoolgirl. Oh well, it doesn't matter. Then she says to, oh well, it doesn't matter. I feel like writing, and I have even greater need to get all kind of things off my chest. So she says that it hardly matters that whether someone after years will have interest in this diary or not. But right now what I need to do is I need to take the things off my chest. Off my chest means off my heart. So I need to do something to take things off my chest, and this diary is the best thing that can help me out. Paper has more patience than people. I thought of this saying on one of those days when I was feeling a little depressed and was sitting at home with my chin in my hands, bored and listless. So then she says paper has more patience than people. You can write whatever you want to, you can share whatever you want to with a piece of paper, because people at times are not trustworthy. I thought of this saying on one of those days when I was feeling a little depressed and was sitting at home with my chin in my hands, bored and listless. Listless means tired, lazy. He said that once I was sitting at my home, I was completely bored. Then I thought that paper has more patience than people. Wondering whether to stay in or go out, and I was thinking whether to stay in or go out. I finally stayed, where I was brooding. Brooding means thinking about the things which was making me sad. Brooding means to think about something that makes you sad. Yes, paper does have more patience, and since I'm not planning to let anyone read the stiff-backed notebook grandly referred to as a diary, unless I should ever find a real friend, it probably won't make a bit of difference. Now I am back to the point that prompted me to keep a diary in the first place. I don't have a friend. So the first thing that prompted her to keep the diary, or that kind of encouraged her to keep a diary, was that she did not have a friend. Now let me put it more clearly, since no one will believe that a 13-year-old girl is completely alone in this world. And I'm not. So she's making it quite clear that I'm not all alone in this world. I have loving parents and a 16-year-old sister, and there are about 30 people I can call friends. I have a family, loving aunts, and a good home. No one on the surface I seem to have everything. No, on the surface I seem to have everything except my one true friend. All I think about when I'm with friends is having a good time. I can bring myself to talk about anything but ordinary everyday things. So Annie Frank over here, she says that I've got friends, I have friends, but they are not kind of my best friends. They are not the kind of friends whom I can trust. Although I go out, although I chat with them, but our conversations are limited to the ordinary everyday things. We do not come up sharing personal thoughts or personal things, because I feel somewhere that I cannot trust these friends of mine. We don't seem to be able to get any closer, and that is the problem. Maybe it is my fault. Then she said, it might even be my fault that I don't confide. Confide means share secrets with my friends. In any case, that's just how things are, and unfortunately they are not liable, they are not likely to change. These are the things that I've got friends, I've got family, but I still am not able to share my secrets with them. Now this can even be either be my problem or the problem of trust. This is why I've started writing a diary. To enhance the image of a long awaited friend of my imagination. I don't want to jot down the facts in the diary that most of the people would do. Just don't want to jot down important facts, important dates, important events, important birthdays in the diary, but I just want to share each and everything to this diary like I would have shared if I would have had a very good friend. And therefore I'm naming this diary Kitty. Okay, so this was the first part of the chapter. We'll continue with the second part in the second video. Till then, stay safe and we meet in the next video. Bye bye, take care.